Incoming ad break.
Bro, what? We just started. How is there already an ad break? I'm so confused, man. Dude. Alright. I think ad break's almost over. And then we can actually hop into everything. I hope my fan's not picking everything up here. We have a video being uploaded. Oh, I need that computer on. Please, do not go to sleep on me. Minute and 17 seconds. 14, 13. I don't know why they're so long, but 50 minutes of no ads is beautiful. $30. All right. Cool. $16, $15, $14, $13. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back yet again to another episode of EMC to the Sky. I sat AFK overnight, and, well, let's just say that the mob farm's been running, and our chest system has been running, and I have not had a chance yet to check to see how everything is working, but I'm going to tell you right now, I hope that it's full, and I hope we have a lot of stuff to work with. So it looks like we've actually got up to this chest right here, which means, oh my goodness, all of this stuff is full, which means from 48,000 EMC, and I actually had to make myself a little house here right before right after I got off, just because I remembered phantoms exist in this, and I wouldn't be able to come back and forth and sleep, so I sat AFK all night in that little house, and yeah, it looks like we're going to have a lot of EMC straight off the jump, which is very useful, and we have some Inferium Essence, which I'll gladly take right on out of here, and we have a little bit of EMC. 22 Inferium Essence, which is beautiful, and we can actually just go ahead and get started with our normal work. Now, last episode, if I remember correctly, oh, it looks like it rained too. Last episode, if I remember correctly, we were trying to complete our compressed agglomerate, and I think that we finally have enough EMC value to actually do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting all of our EMC away inside of our table over here so that we can actually go ahead and get started with the compressed agglomerate. And this way, we will actually be able to get some EMC going and maybe get tier 2 and actually start getting some good equipment with diamonds and gold and all of that. Now, since we actually have a lot of stuff already, it shouldn't be too hard to get everything inside the EMC table like that. We're at 270,000 so far, which is actually nice just from an AFK night. 270,000 EMC is way more than I pretty much have had this whole series. It's actually pretty good. So if we go ahead and just shove all that in there, we're almost at 400,000 EMC, starting off with 40 just from AFK, which, of course, is a nice little improvement from a small amount of EMC to a nice amount here to get us inside of where we need to be. And it looks like we can already complete our agglomerate that we were trying to do earlier. So it actually think that we can get this other part working. So what I'm going to do right now is grab the last 4 pieces that we've been waiting for a long time here and get our compressed agglomerate. And then we go place it on our conveyor belt, I believe. In doing so, we should be able to get our tier 2. Oh, did I do that right? I hope we didn't just lose our agglomerate. Where did it go? I'm so confused. Is there a certain way to use this? We had our agglomerate and now it's gone, so I'm not sure what happened to it. So we might have to make another one. I hope that we have 800,000 EMC to do that, because we've already emptied 2 chests here. So 3 chests here. I don't know if we'll have enough, which actually is not a good sign. I'm not sure. Oh, this is not the EMC table. I'm not sure what happened actually, and it looks like we're gonna have to restart all over again with our agglomerate, which is not a good sign. That thing just Houdini'd itself out of the world. Not sure where it went. Not too happy about it, but it's alright. It is okay. We're just gonna build another one, which means that we're gonna have to kind of wait a little bit again for this to fill up. And it fills up pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about it not filling up again, because it does fill up quite quickly. And it looks like we're already going to be halfway there. We have 300,000, and we need 8, so we need 400,000 essence here. Or 400,000 EMC, not essence, in order to make this agglomerate correctly. And let's see. 400,000 will be half of it, not all of it. But it shouldn't take too long for us to get 1,000,000 EMC with this machine over here running constantly. Now, the real question is, how am I supposed to get this to work to actually take the agglomerate and turn it into the fuel? And it looks like we might actually have to turn around some components because it just flew off into the abyss, if I was correct. Or it just disappeared on us, and I'm not sure where it went. Now, is the compressed... Now, I really should have EMC'd it, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't. Because, now it's gone, and I don't know where it went. So that kind of sucks. But this pipe wrench here, something happened with it to where it's gone now. But I'm not sure how this thing actually works, and I wonder if our engineer's manual has it. Let's see. Heavy machinery, metal press. Automatic shape of blade, rod pattern, structure created from above, pistons, and your hammer, power to the loops, or metal block, control port, right clicking with an entry screw. Said something in the middle. The lower middle block is the redstone control port. Right-clicking it with an engineer's screwdriver allows you to invert the redstone control. I don't have an engineer's screwdriver on me. We'll have to find one here. Is it in here? We need an engineer screwdriver. Engineer screwdriver, which is a stick and an iron rod, which is compressed iron. I'm pretty sure we can make an iron rod another way. I think if we just take 2 iron, we can make an iron rod like this. There we go. Perfect. So now we just need a stick, which isn't too hard to make at all. We need a stick like this. And this will give us the engineer screwdriver, and we can learn that as well. And I'm really mad I didn't learn the conglomerate, or agglomerate, the compressed agglomerate, because now I'm not sure how this, it's right there. Ow. Ow. It's on here, but it's not moving? 0 RF a tick. 0 IF. 256 0. Oh, okay. I think I know what's happening. We need that transformer again. LV something. Where did it go? Current transformer. Okay, I turned my music up because I didn't think it was good enough, but now it's too fucking loud, so we gotta turn it down. So if we take this and place this here. Ow, ow, ow. And then if we go ahead and get some wire, this wire will be very helpful. We'll take the LV connector, and if we connect it from here to here, and then we connect this to this, still nothing. And I'm wondering if I'm using the wrong thing here. I wonder if I have to use a relay. I'm gonna grab a relay, and we're gonna see what happens. Bum, bum, bum. Na, 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 na. Okay, so it is supposed to be the connector, and then this is supposed to do that, but something over here is not having us connect correctly, because we go from 200 to 0. Current transformer. Needs at least 20 ticks, 0 flux per tick. So we need something to transform this into flux. And I think that's in the energy part. The water's really loud, so we're gonna go over here. And I need to turn down the music some more because I still think it's kind of loud here. We're gonna go back down to 8. All right, let's figure out what the energy is. So power, basic wiring. So weakest between them. Note that restrictions apply based on blocks. Connectors and relay will take wires of the same type that is already connected to transformers. Will take 2 wires of different types, and wires can only connect to blocks that match the voltage. There are import values to note. Each wire has an input value, and each wire has a maximum transfer rate. Okay, connector limits how much it could be. Longer the range, however, the maximum transfer rate wire might not be speedy or else the wire will burn up. Transfer energy even through unloaded chunks as long as the input chunks are loaded. Insulated wires connected to the energy source will cause damage to players and mobs too close to them. Or won't cause damage. No, uninsulated wires and insulated wires with low voltage. Okay, pick block, placed. 8. LV connectors serve as an input to the IE energy net. Place them on capacitors or other flux handlers, and they will transfer power through connected wire relays. Okay, so we need a capacitor. Sator. We need a low voltage capacitor, and I don't have lead. We need to make lead somehow. Maybe that's what it gave us to begin with. Let's go check to see if we have capacitor. We do not. That's the create mod. Something different. Okay. We need to have something else. Because it doesn't look like the capacitor is what we're looking for here. Capacitors serve as... Oh my god. Oh no. Go away. It's gonna kick me out of bed. You annoying flying bug. Get out of here. Go away. Leave me alone. Yeah. Get out of here. Okay. Back to work. So, relays are self-fires but can't input or output any sort of connection. So it looks like I need lead to even make a low voltage capacitor. And I don't even have lead. Maybe I have lead inside of here? Nope, I have a lead. I don't have lead. Which is kind of weird to not have lead this early. Because we need it to get started with the low voltage capacitors. So if we take the, is it the road to steel? It didn't give us lead anywhere. Which is what's surprising me here, because we kind of need lead to get started. Okay. No. What did it give us? LV wire connector, LV coil, water wheel, windmill, and heavy engineer block, redstone engineer block, conveyor belt. Okay. So we're missing something. And, we need to get started here. But I'm not sure what we need to get started. And it looks like we need the thing I'm trying to get to. The capacitors to actually transfer the energy we're looking for. Or I take the relays down and just use the LV network or the other network. Which is probably what I need to do here. So instead of using the relays, we need to use the connectors. And this way, we might be able to transfer everything from one source to the next. So instead of these, if I take this down, and I put this up here, are we able to transfer from here to here? We still don't have any sort of IF going through this. I don't know if I'm generating too much IF or if it's just what we have. So maybe I do need to have this like so. And maybe we do need to get everything. Okay, let's just go get some blocks. For some reason I can't run, so we're gonna go ahead and eat real quick. And maybe with the blocks that we're gonna have, we'll actually be able to connect this stuff. Connector, no blocks, we need blocks. So stone bricks would probably be good. As long as we don't place it on the stone bricks we're working on, we should be fine. We're actually just gonna go ahead and do this and break that as well. Where's that? Oh, it was connected, but I got rid of it to replace these. And of course we're gonna rewire these two, and then I probably should rewire these two as well. I cannot attach wire here. Oh, the contraire. Well, why not? Why am I not able to pass wire here? That is actually a pretty good question. Do I need a relay here? Oh, I can climb these. What the heck? Dude, I'm like a pro electrician. So if I connect, oh, that is not what I'm after. So if I do this, and then I do that, you cannot attach this wire here. Why can I not attach this wire here? Okay, something's up, and I need to figure it out. So we need at immersive, and we need some way, somehow, to get these wires done. And it's not really working the way we need to get it going here. Electrum coil block, no. Breaker switch. Redstone breaker, no. Razor wire, fluid output, no. And we might need to look it up, actually. I'm not sure. Let me go to YouTube real quick, because I'm not sure how to get this thing to work right. So, how do I get the basic wiring to transfer power immersive engineering? If it's telling me to get a lead thing, how to connect wires. Okay. This arc furnace will do what? Oh, that makes something else. How to basics. Okay. We're gonna do that. And just kind of look to see if I can figure out how to do this, because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. So getting started, I have to watch these ads because I'm not on my other account. I'm uploading videos on the channel right now, and they're almost done. And I'm also trying to get some clips done as well, so it's gonna take a little bit. Coal coke oven. Yeah. Great. Okay. The alloy kiln. Wait, I need to hear this.
Except it's just a 2x2, as you can see here. It's a lot smaller and a lot easier to craft. Now, to make your cells and kiln bricks, you're going to need twice. Now, and you just want to right-click anywhere on with your hammer, and it will create your alloy kiln. Now, looking inside the alloy kiln, we can see that it's a very similar interface compared to the other two. We have our two inputs at the top here, which is where your actual metals are going to go, and down here you're going to need your fuel, which we are going to be using just regular coal for this. So let's place that aside. Now, you'll see that there are actually 4 different recipes here, but inside of Immersive Engineering there are only 2. That is making Constantan using copper and nickel, and making Electrum, which is gold and silver. In this, if you have a mod pack, you can also make bronze, as you can see here, but that's from the thermal series. But one. Now for today, that is every single basic component.
Okay, that does not really help. It's supposed to be power generation.
Welcome back to another Immersive Engineering, such as
great.
generating it, storing it, transferring it, and even using different voltages when it comes to Immersive Engineering.
Okay.
Today we're going to be covering kinetic dynamo. However, in order to create this kinetic dynamo, we must start at the beginning, and that is by making. First, going to need some plates, which means basic tool.
Okay.
Inside one.
Okay, we need the plates. Got the plates. Have the wire. Got it.
You're also
Coil. Got it.
The LV. Actually,
okay.
15 blocks. The 2,000
got that.
Wire coils and a piece of iron. You also need 3 iron along the bottom and 2 redstone dust.
Okay.
There's going to be 3 different ways of making power at this level. One's going to be a water wheel, one's going to be a windmill, and the last one's going to be a little bit more complicated.
Thermoelectric generator.
So first, let's go over the water wheel. We discussed how to make wood. 2 bricks. You're going to wood to wheel. So check out the previous one. Now the water wheel. You see, I said
30 RF
here. You'll see why I said that shortly. This is going to require windmill blades, as you see.
Do I have too many water wheels? Which might be the problem. I might have too many water wheels.
It's not a bug around the side. They're actually called sails, and you need to make previously. The tough fabric. We're then going to shown here. You're going to need 8 by using the thermoelectric generator. This is going to require 3 steel, 1 more of those copper core blocks, and this time 5 Constantan plates. Constantans you make in. Now, the thermoelectric generator will generate a maximum of 42 RF per tick, which is pretty good. However, this is by using some pretty advanced blocks in order to do it, but we'll explain that more shortly. Now, you can actually get more out of this bit of engineering using vanilla and use these tools to make power.
I might need to use the Constantan.
Capacity to start with is because that is the basic tier, and 3 tanks, as you can see here. And out of this block, you are going to need putting in these. And you get 6 RF transfer here.
Got it.
Now travel up to the top. So if I start walking away here, we'll turn over here, too far away to the previous connection, as you see. And we'll press it down here. Now, as you can see, it didn't actually connect blocks. So if we have to break through these blocks to fit.
Dude, this is so confusing.
If you place down blocks to actually go to mold, this is a way of extending your power line. It works as just extending the line, as said. This is crafted with. So now let's demonstrate this. We could just break our connect. If we just right click on our connector, we can see. Let's do this here. If we now connect our relay to a base, is that the type of connector here? It just connectors. Connect power using your cutters.
Okay, it looks like the water wheel has to go to a thingy.
When it comes to wires, is that these wires are actually going to hurt you if you go near them. Now this is just low voltage, so luckily it doesn't actually get voltage with LV voltage.
Okay.
On this dynamo tip, provided that you're going to need some flowing water and it must source blocks. It does not have to be in this direction. As you can see, this is going anti-clockwise. It can flow the other way and go clockwise. It depends on how you
Anti-clockwise.
Here is less than it was before pits, all the way up to your anywhere. It looks a bit fit. Your dynamo is going to, as you can see,
boom, boom.
top. This is what we have here, which is now going to be blank. If you don't know, set you are. Click it one more time.
Okay, I think I know what we need to do here. We need to make a generator thing, I think. The generator? Let me look this up. I saw it inside of here. It's not that. Not this. Wires. Voltmeter. Okay. Feed through insulators. Interesting. Okay, we need to go thermoelectric generator. Constantin plate, copper coil block, power generation, work without any use of mechanical parts. Instead of the temperature gradients between two sources. On the opposing side, blue ice, packed ice, magma block, uranium. I see. I don't have blue ice. Okay. So we need to figure out how to do what then? Current transformer. Measurement device with electrical power can hook to any power line. Will keep track of energy transferred through it. Average flux per tick upon right click. Okay. Redstone wires. Aluminum covers the redstone dust. Conducting cables provide an easy way to transfer redstone signals over long distance. Okay, that's not what I'm after either. A diesel generator. I don't have biodiesel. Basic wiring. To store energy. Connectors as inputs and outputs for the net. Relays to connect wires together, and transformers.
I'm hungry.
Oh, you're hungry? Uh-oh. Oh no. Ginger, don't be hungry. Wires, sails, electrum. I don't have electrum. I don't really know. Oh. Note the restrictions apply based on blocks and connectors. I'm not sure how to get to where I need to go right now. LV wire connector. Because I don't have lead. And... hello.
Welcome Nora Hogan 19.
Hello. How are you? How are you? Ginger also said hello. Where am I at? How are we doing today, Nora? We doing good? Let's see. Chemthrow turret? No, that's not really what I'm after. We are looking for power generation, and I don't know where it is. Where are you, power generation? Balloon, item router, logic. Dude, there's no way that they're gonna give me this and not have a way for me to power the thing. Charging station, fluid pipe. I was looking for the lead, I think, before I got distracted on there. Lead. How do I make this? Crushed lead ore. Okay, well, it doesn't really tell me how to make it. How about lead nuggets? Casting basin. Foundry. Block of lead, lead coin, melting, lead block, lead dust. How do I get dust? Uses? Excuse me. Uses? There we go. Fluid encapsulator. No. Automated shape crafting. Fired crucible. Okay, so that doesn't help. So there has to be something in here that allows us to get started with what we're looking for. And I'm not sure, because based on the quest book here, we need to get this going. And I'm not sure if I'm just supposed to throw redstone on it or what. Am I just supposed to throw a redstone block or... Oh, I'm a little laggy here because I'm also uploading videos right now. So hopefully it's not lagging us too much. Like I said, this thing fills up really quickly. So let me see if I put a redstone torch next to this stick. If I put a redstone torch next to the machine over here, will it give it power? Because it does have redstone connectability right now, but I don't think that's gonna work. No, because it's looking for IF. How do I generate IF? Furnace burner. Shift. Furnace won't smelt items, but consider use for power furnace engine. No. That's not what I'm after either. Okay. Interesting. Oh, there's angel rings. Cool. So we're able to fly. But I don't know why I'm looking at that right now. We really need immersive engineering in order for us to actually get our stuff going. And I'm really struggling here to figure out how to get this stuff going. Stone onto orchid gives you lead ore. How do we get orchid? We might need to start... Oh, we can't. We don't have diamonds. Right. Okay. It's the same thing. Floating orchid. Either way, we don't have the materials to do that. So we're at a stalemate. Something has to be able to power this. And I'm not sure what else it could be. The only other thing that I would think would be able to power this is if I just connect... Well, I really already tried to do that with this, which was to connect the wire here, which as we see, it is pulling out IF. But when we get up here, it's not accepting any, which is the weird part for me, because I would think it would accept my items. My, what the heck? LV. Oh. I'm linking this apparently somewhere. You cannot link from the same area. Anyways. Okay, so we need to get... This needs to accept power somehow, because apparently it's supposed to just connect everything. I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, and I don't have a hammer. I don't know how to make electrum. Transformers, yeah, I know. Okay. LV wire. Relays will accept power, but can't enter output as they serve as connection points. Connectors serve as in and outputs to the IE energy net. You can place them on capacitors or other flux handlers, and they will transfer power through connected wires. Relays will still accept them, okay, but they will pass it between wires. And then capacitor will do something. And transformer will do something. Measure connection, aiming at energy storage. Right-clicking will read storage. Neat right-click to connectors to calculate average loss between them. These are insulators are wired from one side of the wall, wired to the other side of the hole. Create minimal normal solid block. Okay, so if I'm correct, I can just connect this to that. Anisha service connection. So if I do this to this, that doesn't get any power. It's not getting any power. And I'm not sure why it's not getting any power. But it is getting power, apparently, because I just got shocked. Interesting. No. Oh, it's still there. Parkour. Okay, so let's plug this back in. And then let's do this. And let's do that. And then, ow. On top? Does this move? Something over here moves. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to connect it here. Or if I'm supposed to connect it on top. One of the connection points is invalid. Is this supposed to be a connection point? Okay, maybe not. So, how is this supposed to run then? If that's not a connection point, do I need a relay on it? Boom. And then do I need to do this? And then do I need like right click it or something? It says use. Oh, I did it. Oh! Ho! Let's go, dude. We got it. Tier 2 crystal. Let's go. Now, of course, me and my stupid self did not get the agglomerate inside of our EMC table, so we're going to have to actually get that now. But everything works, and I'm actually quite excited for that. Because now that we have that, we can get our 4 pieces and rebuild the agglomerate and then just shove it back in our EMC table. So I think it's basic. We're just going to have to fill the EMC table back up. And it looks like we're actually getting quite a bit of stuff, which I'm not going to complain about at all. That's not right. This is right. Put that in there. And I learned the next piece, which is good. We're actually going to need that, and I'm going to need this as well. Because we need to fill out the agglomerate here in order for us to get it in our EMC table. We don't want to not have it eventually, so make sure we at least have it someplace. But it's good. We figured out how to get power to this. It took us a little bit. We just had to troubleshoot it, and it looks like the videos we looked up didn't actually help at all either. So, it's always interesting just to see how things work. And we're just going to let that generate for a little bit, because we're going to replace all of these with the new stuff as soon as we get that going. Or we could also just add them alongside of them so that we don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. So if we get the EMC in there, we can actually just throw all this stuff in here and get ourselves a... It should be called like basic something, right? Starter... Basic crystal. Is it basic crystal or it's a crystal of some sort? Mini catalyst, which is not at all what I was typing. So if I type mini, boom, that'll do that. Perfect. And we just need 3 more agglomerate, so 300,000 should get us what we need. And if I'm correct, we should get ourselves a tier 2 mini catalyst, and that should actually get us all of this stuff over here. So if I click on here, silver nugget, 3 of those will get us one of these. Lead, either way. Oh. Well, I think that we're supposed to make it somehow. There we go. This will give us lead, which we can actually learn, which is beautiful, because we need lead to actually move forward here. Please do not push me into the lava. That would be very helpful. And then lapis is 4 of them for lapis. But after we make it, we won't really need a... Well, we will if we're going to automate it. Which is pretty good, because we can just throw these on top of the next ones here. So we're able to put... we'll put another set actually right next to it. So we'll skip one and put the next few that way. So we'll push this whole wall that way some. And it's beautiful, because now we're moving forward with what we wanted to do. And now that we're moving forward, it makes it a lot easier for us to not be stuck behind here. Now, if I'm correct, we should have some more someplace. There they are. And the next one here is zinc, which is just a weird kind of 3 in the corner here. And then we have the nickel nugget, which apparently that was not the one we're looking for. It's going to be like this. Interesting. And then we have diamonds, which is really what we're looking for, because this will actually get us into mystical agriculture here. And apparently we need the actual crafting recipe for it, which for some reason is not showing us how to make diamonds. Okay, here we go. It's going to be a nice little 8 around the corner. And then we need gold, which is 3. Okay, so we can really just automate this at this point. Especially now that... oh my goodness, it's very loud. Since the zinc... I don't think I got the right zinc. Oh, there is only one zinc. Okay. Since there's only one zinc, we kind of can't store this like we can the other ones. We'll have to actually make it with the tier 2 and store it someplace else. But it looks like with the catalyst here, we're going to just continue making our agglomerate so that we can get that inside of our EMC table. And we'll just do this with another diamond because that's a nice 8,000 EMC right there. And I think that might actually be the next automation we're going to make. So we're going to grab one of these, and we need to grab ourselves a crafter. And actually what we can do is, instead of making tin nuggets anymore, we'll actually just break these down and make diamonds next. And the diamonds, of course, are going to have a different approach to this. So we're going to take all of this out. And we, of course, are not going to make this anymore, but instead we're going to actually start making this. So let's actually get rid of those two. And we're going to start making diamonds. This way, it'll be a little bit easier for us, and we can throw these back in here and get a tier 2. We're actually going to have to wait a little bit because we need more diamonds to make a tier 2. Which, of course, is completely fine for us to do. It's not going to hold anything back. 2 more diamonds should actually have enough tier. Did we actually learn this? 800,000 EMC. Ah, I see. So for the time being, we're just going to have to wait for the diamonds to actually get built because we need 800,000 to get another one of these. Actually, you know what? We're going to just go ahead and throw this in here already and just let it auto-craft diamonds for us. So that way, we don't have to do it ourselves, and we'll actually get a higher output while we wait. Alright, so now that we have these, we actually can just move on to the next thing, which is mystical agriculture. So if we grab ourselves a seed, and we grab ourselves a bonsai pot, hopper botany pot, and then we just get ourselves a nice little chest, get ourselves a double chest, we'll get ourselves a nice inferium seed, and then if we get ourselves some dirt, we can get ourselves some nice inferium dirt to get ourselves started with, apparently I did not do that right. Apparently I did not do that right either. There should be a way for us to make some dirt here. Oh, we need a hoe as well. Let me get a hoe. And let me get dirt, inferium essence, and that should give us inferium farmland. And this way, we can start growing ourselves some inferium seeds very easily. So, I think we can actually put these right here. We'll go ahead and place a chest here with a botany plot on top. And then we'll place ourselves some dirt with an inferium seed. And this will start growing. So we'll start growing inferium seeds over here with no problem whatsoever. We can actually make another one. So let's get a botany pot. It's going to be a botany hopper plant. Going to need some dirt. And, of course, we're going to need a seed. And this way, we can just kind of farm ourselves some inferium without having to worry about the mob farm producing it all. So this will be a little bit quicker than doing it normally. We'll place another one down right there. Place our dirt in and our seeds. So as soon as the thing's done, it'll go ahead. As soon as it's done, it'll put it inside the chest for us. And everything. We have infinite Inferium now. And this will be our Inferium chest. Perfect. So now that we have tier 2, we can get going here with the basic gem, which was side dust and iron, I believe? Or is that nickel? Iron and side dust to get ourselves the core, and we can continue forward with this other stuff. So let's get ourselves some iron. And also let's get ourselves some redstone. Because soon we're actually going to start growing ourselves some diamonds out there, which is going to be a lot better than anything we've ever done in this whole mod pack. Because we've already started automating our EMC over here, which makes it even better and even easier for our not our EMC, our Inferium Essence, which makes it even better for us. I'm going to go ahead and remove that death point because it's kind of drowning out the whole aesthetic. Now, the rain is really getting annoying, and it seems to be raining all the time on our island here. So let's go ahead and go to sleep and get our island dry so that we can continue with some daylight. Okay, moving forward, we need our little pistol in here that is around here somewhere. So I think we need our pistol, and we need ourselves some redstone to make more dust. So in order for that, we right-click it, boom, there's some magic done, and fantastic. The next thing is... Let's not follow that, because that's very confusing. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make this basic CAD core, and we're going to learn that real quick. And it's just going to be 4 iron in a piece of dust in order to make this. And this way we can get this achievement done. Next up, we're going to have the basic CAD socket, which is 2 iron and another piece of dust, which is really easy. And we'll get that achievement done as well. And then last but not least is gold, which we actually just got with our upgrade, which makes life a lot easier for us. We're going to take 9 of these and make ourselves a gold ingot, and then everything else will get thrown back inside the EMC table because we also need to learn this ingot. Doing this, we'll make ourselves a basic CAD battery, and of course now we can go over to the CAD assembler and we provided you another iron one. What? Back to the CAD assembler with another CAD assembly. We provided you another iron one. They did not provide me another iron one. I provided myself with another iron one. So we're going to throw all of this in here with the battery, which I have, for some reason, have. Oh, we have it again. And this will make another casting assistant device here that actually has a lot more stuff than the other one did. So this is the new one that we have. And after creating this, we can make a spell programmer, which doesn't look too hard to make. And using this, we can go in like so and make ourselves another hopper with some dust. And there we have a spell programmer. And we'll actually just place that right next to it. This looks very interesting. So now if we close out of that and continue forward, our spell bullet with dust and iron, which we can actually make right here inside of our inventory. This does what now? What do we need to do with this? So with the spell bullet, program in the previous steps, let me take the spell bullet and R-click the spell programmer with it. If all goes well, you should hear a beep letting you know the bullet was programmed with a trick. The bullet should also be labeled the name of the spell. Well, we don't have a spell, so it doesn't really work. Selenium dust. Okay. Oh yeah, I saw something with side stuff. Spell infusion, gunpowder, CAD assembly, selenium dust. So we need to shoot. Oh, trick infusion. Infuses gold into psi metal as well as redstone into psi dust. And I'm not sure where I'm supposed to get this trick infusion from. So let me look at our CAD assembly here. Figure out what we're needing to do, because I think we're missing something. Writing a spell. Let's see. We actually have an ad break coming up, so we're going to pause here in about 10 minutes to get this ad break. So spell programmer, we have that. And then spell bullets to be cast. Tutorial entries. How do I make a spell? Spell programmer. Pop a spell into spell bullet. Okay, it's talking a lot about spells, but I'm not sure how to make one. So maybe I have to go back here. Casting a spell. No, I would love to learn how to write a spell. Okay, so maybe I just gotta keep skipping through until it shows me how to write one. Trick debug. Okay, no. Ignore the label for now. Okay, so how do I make it though? Trick debug and okay. I'm so confused. Oh, here we go. This will make trick. Select this target. Left click your trick. Debug piece. You should see a panel appear. I'm not sure what trick debug piece is talking about, but we're gonna figure it out. I think if I left click, no, if we go. Programmer help. Spell has no tricks. Well, duh, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. We need to create a trick somehow. Let's go previous. Select your trick debug and select okay. Let's go back again. When selecting from the menu spell pieces, you hover over one to see its name. Don't worry about the myriad of pieces appear. You can hold shift and hover the question button over them. Start replacing the pieces called trick debug anywhere on the. Okay, I don't have that yet. Spell pieces. Alright, so we're going to have an ad in 7 minutes here, so hang tight. But I'm not sure how to get this going. You don't have to make another assembly. You can put current CAD in a crafting grid and revert it back to the one sense. This spells can be cost directly. So I need to look up how to make a trick spell. Trick. At CAD. So what is this called? At PSI. It's not even the right thing. At PSI. There we go. Okay. Let's see. PSI exosuit. Okay, let me get this thing going. Okay. Is the bullet the thing I'm supposed to be putting in here? Which is exactly what I think I'm supposed to be doing. If the bullet's supposed to go in there. Exosuit controller. Spell drive. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm supposed to put my bullet in here. Okay, maybe not. Oh! Okay. Interesting. Okay. So I'm supposed to name this something like that. And apparently we did not hold your CAD, point, and cast. Copy the spell into a spell bullet. Construct a spell in the programmer. Okay. Once you've gathered all your materials... So what spell am I supposed to be making?
Hope everyone enjoys it here. Please follow the stream.
Thank you, Ginger. But yes, there should be a way to, should be something I'm supposed to be doing with this, right? I think I'm supposed to be turning... I'm so confused here. Trick infusion. This is supposed to be infusion. Alright, so we're supposed to make connector infusion. And then trick. And then I'm supposed to... Aha! There we go! I think we got it. So, we have the trick now. And then, what we need to do is we need to take gunpowder. Is that what it is? Gunpowder. And shoot it, turn it into solium dust. So if we take some gunpowder. And then if we... the other CAD in your inventory is interfering with your cast. You can only have one CAD in your inventory at a time. Is this not right? Spell selected, none. Wait. I would like this spell, please. Okay. And spell selected, none. Did I not just select this spell? Okay, I'm so confused. I'm very much so confused. Spell is unnamed. Okay. Infusion. Okay. Casting a spell. First, close out your programming spell bullet, and then into your CAD assembler. There we go, and then I should be able to. Boom! Okay, I'm understanding this thing now. I'm actually gonna check on this real quick, and it looks like we're actually getting some good stuff over here. It's actually pretty good. And then I think we need to make cobblestone into this as well. So now that we have solium dust, we can throw that in there, and then let's get a piece of cobblestone. Get a piece of cobblestone here, and we'll do the same with that. And now the PSI chapter's done. And we'll be back here after a nice 2-minute ad break, because we're about to go into one here in 20 seconds. And it doesn't look like, oh, we never connected this to pull out. So this should be making some diamonds here pretty soon. We have 5 already. Those are actually some good numbers.
Incoming ad break.
Alright. So we'll just kind of chill around here while we do this ad break real quick. Because I want to make sure that no one misses what we're doing here. And so far, we're making some good progress because we just completed the PSI level. And we're going to be moving into mystical agriculture, which is exactly what we've been wanting to do. And I want to make sure that our title is actually done here. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. So yeah, we're just going to chill around. We're waiting for the ads to end, which is beautiful. Shouldn't take too long. So I really want to go, when we get into mystical agriculture, I'm really thinking about getting some of the stuff lined up correctly here. We still have a minute left in the ad break, so I'm not going to go too crazy, and I don't want to get too far ahead. I just kind of want to see what I'm supposed to be doing here. So the side dust is actually going to be making that. Okay. So we actually are going to have a nice strong start to mystical agriculture. And we have a nice open area here for it. And these fishes are really starting to sound kind of weird. But it's alright. It is okay. Nope, nobody out there? Alright. While we wait for the ad break to finish, we'll just do our eggs real quick. Clean up our egg run. I really could just get some eggs out of the thing and spawn a whole bunch of chickens. But it's okay. 13 seconds left on the ad. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, welcome back, everybody. The ads are now over. If you had the other version of Twitch where you don't have to wait for ads, you just kind of saw me wander around. But we are finally in the part that we need to be in, which is mystical agriculture, and we can actually get some things going. Now, I keep opening up this chest instead of my thing here, but it is okay, and we'll actually just fill all this back in. A nice 181 piece, and we're only gonna need one more agglomerate, so 180 essence, and we should actually have our agglomerate again, which is fantastic news. So right now, we're actually going to throw all this in here because we don't need any of that stuff. And we're going to get started on mystical agriculture, which is starting off with our inferium essence. So we need 1 diamond and 4 of these side dust to get prosperity shards. And we're just going to grab 3 of them just to get ourselves started here because we're going to need it. And this way we can get started here with a nice little amount of 24 and go ahead and get started with a, not a prosperity gem. We can actually clear off our thing as well because it's important that we have our thing open. But let's go ahead and check this out because we need an inferium gem, which is a prosperity gem, which is going to be one of these diamonds surrounded by prosperity shards, like so. So this diamond here is going to be surrounded by prosperity shards, and then that'll give us a prosperity crystal or a gemstone, and we can use that to make our inferium crystal, which is a nice start. So we'll actually have to run over to our inferium farm and grab ourselves some inferium seeds, which is really good that we have some. And I don't think we can actually put them away someplace, so we'll just have to wait for the time being. And we can actually go ahead and get started with this. So it'll be 4 inferium in the corners, the inferium gem, and 4 prosperity shards. Not prosperity shards, 4 of something else. Oh, we need these. I skipped a whole step that is actually kind of important here, so we're actually just going to Go ahead and do that. Then it's the gem for Inferium Essence and the Prosperity Shards. So these there and the Prosperity Shards actually will be able to fill this void in like that, and we have an Inferium Gem. Or, yeah, Inferium Gem. Infusion Crystal. Alright, cool. Now that we have the Infusion Crystal, I'm not sure what the Solium Dagger's for, but I don't think we're really going to need it. You need sort of to capture enough mob essence for crafting mob seeds. Okay. So, we have the tier 1 capsule, and in order to get some stuff going, let me check my quest book real quick. Skeleton, these are mob seeds. We actually want to get started with getting some of the good seeds, which is the diamond seed. And to get this, we might need some botany plots, but we're going to have to actually get some infusion crafting going, which is going to be the fun part. And I know we have some carpet in here, or even some wool. There we go. And I think we have a rose as well. We do not. Maybe we have a flower? Nope, no flower. But I know we have roses inside of here, so we can actually go ahead and grab one. Get ourselves some red dye. And we'll learn the rose real quick, because we don't want to just not have the rose. The rose would be pretty good to have as well. Or the poppy, however you want to call it. And this red dye, we can actually shove in there as well. And then we can make ourselves some red wool. And learn this as well. And this way we can get ourselves the carpet we need to start off with the other stuff. And of course, this carpet is also learnable. So now we can really get started in mystical agriculture with our pedestals. So we're going to need 2 stone, 2 carpet, and a piece of gold. And this way we can actually start with infusing. So we need 2 stone, 2 carpet, and gold. And now we can get the actual part of mystical agriculture started. And with this, which is actually EMCable, which is surprising to me, we can actually get some crops going. And we're going to need this to be learned. And then we need to learn, or we need to get the infusion altar, which is going to cost a few more pieces here. So we're going to need 2 more pieces of carpet, another gold here. We'll just grab ourselves 3 just to be safe. And we need some stone as well. Then we'll grab ourselves 4 of those just to be safe. Alright, so with this, we need to have 4, which is a good thing we grabbed 4. And it's going to be the upside down T with the 2 carpet and the 3 carpet, my bad, and the 2 gold. And that'll give us an altar, and this way we can actually go ahead and stack ourselves of those. Nice amount of those, and complete this quest. And now we can get started on tier 2 capsule seeds. Tier 1 capsule seeds, of course, we don't really want skeleton seeds. And we kind of should get some iron seeds. But of course, we need Tertium essence. And we're going to need to upgrade a lot of gemstones. So we're going to actually have to get all these gemstones started to actually even get anything going. Which is completely fine. We can just pause on all of this and store some of the stuff. Oh, we can actually learn the infusion also. I'm stumbling over my own words. We can learn the infusion altar, which I didn't think we would be able to do. But it's completely fine that we can. And actually, now that we have diamonds, we might be able to make the transmutation table. Transmutation table? Which is the Philosopher's Stone, and we do not have glowstone dust yet. But we might be able to get the Nether Catalyst. So how do we get compressed soul sand, and how do we get soul sand in general? Machine outputs. Refined sludger. Crusher. Soil. Alchemy. Interesting. Centrifuge. Okay, that doesn't work. What about crafting? So that doesn't really help us at all. But right now, what we can do is figure out what we can craft right now. And to get this going, we need Inferium Essence and a Inferium Fusion Crystal to get Produent Essence. I think it's what it's called. And this way we have tier 2.
Welcome, Lawful Tulipid.
And this way we can get tier 2 And using that, we can get a tier 2 thing. So we need 4 of these to make tier 2. And this is 4, this is 3, and this is 4. And this will get us tier 2 with those. Oh, we actually might need to switch them here. And that'll get us tier 2. And now we have both crystals. So now we need tier 3, which is to get the Prudian essence. So we need 4 more of these. 3, 4. And now we can get started with mystical agriculture with these 4 to get Terrarium essence, or however you call it. And we're actually going to need some more Inferium essence here, which our farm does not seem to be going very quickly about. So to get ourselves started, we might need to get ourselves some more of these botany plants to get ourselves some more Inferium essence. So we're going to plant ourselves a nice 4 right here, and I'm going to make myself another farm with these Inferium botany plants. Botany plants, we're going to need some hopper ones, so we'll get 2 of those, and we'll get another double chest, and we'll get 2 more pieces of dirt, and another hoe. And this way, we can get everything going, like so, and we'll get ourselves a chest, and put that right there, with these 2, soil, and the seeds. Cool. Now, we're going to let this run for a little bit because we need some Inferium essence to actually get moving. And we might actually have to make ourselves a watering can, because with the watering can, we'd be able to have faster growth on the actual farm and not our auto farm. Now, as you see, we're actually getting some Inferium essence, but let's go ahead and make ourselves a watering can, because watering cans are going to be very helpful. An Inferium one might actually be helpful as well. But we don't have enough mystical fertilizer yet, so we're just going to make ourselves a normal empty one, which is bone meal, bowl, and iron. So we're going to need some wood to make ourselves a bowl. So just 3 of these to get ourselves a bowl. And we get 4 of them, but we don't need 4 of them. We just need 1. So we'll throw the rest in there. We need some bone meal. We need some iron. And then we'll get ourselves a watering can. And this way, it'll be bone meal, bucket, and a watering can like this. And we can actually learn this so that we'll have ourselves a nice little watering can. And this will fill up just like that. In order for us to do this now, this is the cool part about mystical agriculture. In order for us to actually get some output, we actually don't even need the watering can now that it looks like it. We can just sit here and twerk, and it'll actually give us the crops to grow quicker. Which actually works a lot better than than anything else I would have thought of. Because we can just sit here and twerk on it, and it'll work a lot quicker. And this actually works wonders, because we're actually getting ourselves a lot of output instead of just sitting here with a watering can. Now, I wonder if I do this, will it grow faster? So I actually might think it will, but I already know that sitting here with twerking with trees will make it grow quick automatically. Now, if we get a way to auto-harvest this, it will be even better. So let me see if there's a way to harvest. Harvest. Mechanical harvester. That's with the create mod. Harvest got it. Oh. Interesting. Now what we can do is when we start making antimatter or even dark matter, which is going to be a lot more difficult because we're going to need glowstone first. But we can make a black hole band to collect everything in here and throw it inside of a chest. Now, if we get ourselves a storage system, which is going to be a lot better to have than just having all of this random stuff everywhere, because we don't really have a storage system yet, and we're going to need it very soon with the amount of stuff we're getting. The black hole band can connect to an ender chest, and we can automatically throw stuff into the storage, but that's for a later date. We don't have to do that right now. Right now, what we are going to do is just go ahead and wait and fill up our inventory with nice essence so that we can move on to the next part, which is the prudent, the territorium essence, which is the next version of this. So we need 4 of these. And we're going to go boom. And then we're going to do another 4 like this to go boom. And that gives us 2. And, of course, I needed 4 8s. So 8 of these will give us the amount we need. 8 and then 1. So we actually need to go twerk a little bit more. Which is something I probably never thought I would say ever in my life. But it looks like we have said it finally. So 6, 7, 8, 4. It actually looks like we have enough here. And it works even better because our farm is actually able to... Uh-oh. There we go. And that'll give us 2 more. And then this way we can get the stuff here for the next upgrade, which is even better. Boom, tier 3. I'm actually able to sneeze here. Give me 1 second. Alright, we're back. The next upgrade now is the Imperium Infusion Crystal, which of course we're going to need 4 of the Tertium Essence. Whew, it's a mouthful. But we're going to need a lot of Inferium Essence for this. So right now what I'm going to do is while this is running, which is actually very helpful that it's running because we have another A. What we're going to do is we're just going to actually sit here and run around and just let these things grow. Because we need a lot of these to actually get some work done here. And in order for us to actually... I really don't want to break our crops. But in order for us to actually get stuff going, we need to make sure that our crops are fully grown all the time. And breaking it like this is probably not the best idea. But the more we run around, the more it actually grows. And as you see, we're growing stuff very quickly here, and it does not take long at all for all these crops to actually pop up with it's working for trees, because it allows us to run around as well to grow our crops really quickly. In doing so, we already have over half a stack of Inferium Essence, which makes it a lot easier for us to get started inside of our mod. But as we get further along, we're going to actually have 3 per row, and not have 5 inside of here. So just getting started, this makes it a lot easier for us. And with our system over there, we're actually going to have to go check on it because I want to be able to pull more of our materials out to actually fill up our EMC table and get this compressed block so that we can just throw it in our EMC table and be done with it. We actually have enough to get our last block, and doing so, we can get our compressed agglomerate and go ahead and throw this back into the system. And we've officially crossed our first 1 million EMC inside the game, which is actually amazing for us. Because now that we've crossed the first 1 million EMC, it makes it a lot easier for us to get started with a lot of these mods. And as you see, we have our first stack of Inferium Essence, which is fantastic. This will allow us to actually complete a lot of the upgrades we have. And maybe we could just get to 4 stacks and it'll actually move our process a lot easier. So if we just sit here and just right click and twerk, we'll actually be able to just sit here and farm Inferium Essence, which it actually looks like running around is actually a lot quicker than twerking. Which actually is a lot better for us. And in doing so, we actually are filling up our inventory a lot quicker with the stuff we need. As you see, we're already almost at 2 stacks here, and it's only going quicker. Now, in order for us to really get this thing going, we really should just fill up this whole side with Inferium Essence and Inferium Seeds, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get started. So if we go ahead and grab some seeds here, and then if we just go ahead and actually just surround these with that, we should actually get ourselves quite a bit of Inferium Seeds, and we can just go ahead and lay these guys down, because running around will actually get us faster growth, and in doing so, we can get started quicker with our mod. So now we can just run through here and just right-click a whole bunch of stuff, And we won't actually ever run out of Inferium Essence because we can just right-click forever. And look at that. We're already almost back to where we just were, just from us running around inside of our farm with these actual pieces of Inferium plants. We're actually already almost at 2 stacks already, which makes this a lot easier for us. And it doesn't count long, especially with working for trees for us to get this started. Which means zooming through mystical agriculture is going to be a lot easier than we thought. And it actually looks like we're able to just upgrade the soil underneath everything. So if we want to, we can actually get our stuff to grow quicker just by right-clicking the soil with Inferium Essence. And as you see, I wonder if we can actually... Oh, we can't just vein mine the dirt. We actually have to do this manually, which is completely fine to actually get stuff upgraded. But when we get this Inferium Essence going, it'll be faster than normal dirt, as you saw over there on the other one. Now, the cool part about this is we can upgrade it with the next tier, and it probably will go even faster than before. So if we get a whole bunch of the next tier, we can probably get it a lot quicker. Let's go ahead and actually just plant all of these back down so that we can actually get our next piece. And we're just going to sit here and run around because, as you see, it actually grows quite quick for us. And, of course, we're already back to where we just were. And we're already filling up our side because it actually drops seeds at the same time. So if we want, we can also expand ourselves, which makes it a lot easier for us to get started with the actual mod here. So if we just run around, you can actually see how fast we're actually growing. And we can just sit here and right-click. And eventually we'll actually fill up the whole area without having to worry about the amount of space we have. And look how quick everything's actually growing. It's growing way quicker than anything we've ever seen before, including normal vanilla Minecraft. Well, because of course this isn't normal vanilla Minecraft. But as you see, we're already at 2 stacks, almost 3 stacks of Inferium Essence, and we've just been running around here for a little bit. And just doing so, this has allowed us to actually get started a lot quicker, and we can just jump to getting to the Superium Gem a lot quicker, which will help us upgrade even more. So let's get to 4 stacks real quick, and we'll hop back over to the crafting table so we can just stop wasting time in this farm. And then we can really start automating some stuff. So if we get, instead of just the Inferium Essence here, if we get a lot more farms, or even get a lot more items, it'll be a lot easier for us to get started. And I think we have enough Inferium Essence, because this looks like it's way more than 4 stacks, but that's good. A little extra never hurt. So right off to the bat here, we don't need any more seeds, because that is way more than enough. But what we can do is we can just go ahead and actually get started here with creating a whole bunch of these next tier essences. And the next tier will be this one, I believe. The next tier actually will be this one. And this will be a lot easier for us. As you see, it's just really easy for us to get the next 20. And then from there, we will have the next version. 3, 4, boom. And then from this one, we'll have the 4 like this, and the 4 like that to get the next gem. And then from there, we actually need to go on again to get the Superium Crystal, and then we need the Master Infusion Crystal, which should allow us to do everything, if I'm correct. So what's going to happen now is we're actually going to put those wheat seeds away, because we don't need them anymore, but we are going to need more prosperity shards. Oh my goodness. We have a lot of Inferium seeds. So we're going to go ahead and put those away for the time being. And we're going to kind of collect this fertilizer, because it looks like we're slowly getting the fertilizer we need to make, I think it's called the mystical fertilizer, which is actually very useful. But right now, what we're really looking for is we need to get something that's called a the prosperity gems, which is what I was actually trying to remember what they were called here. So we need a diamond and dust. So let's go ahead and just grab a stack of diamonds. And we've actually dropped out of our million EMC, which is kind of sad, but we'll get it back real quickly. We might need to make some more dust here. In doing so, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll go with 10, and that'll give us 20. And then if we just split this into 4, this will get us another set. There we go. So this actually gives us quite a bit. And we can put these 50 back inside, which gets us over to 900,000 again. And just by emptying this, we should actually be back up to a million really easily. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. 1.2 million, which is only 0.01 from where we had left off. Okay. So, now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and farm some more Inferium. So we might actually just fill out this whole side just so we can farm Inferium faster. Because we're going to need a lot coming up to the next part. Because as you see, we're switching from the normal version. Because now we have to get to Superium and then the Master one. So we're going to have a lot of stuff in our inventory. And we might need some more chests time soon. So, as we see, we're going to need to run a lot now just to get everything going. And that is not a problem for us at all, because the more that we run, the more stuff we actually get. And the faster
Nice to meet you. I'm Ginger.
Nice to meet you too, Ginger. But as you see, the more we run, the better it'll be in the outcome, because we're going to be getting a lot of Inferium assets really, really quickly, and it grows back almost instantly. So if we just actually finish this whole row out, now we can just sit here and run without having to worry about anything else but us just running. And if I'm correct, we can just insta-farm it like that. And then we can just run around. I keep thinking these fishes are skeletons or something. And then when I listen a little bit more, it's just fish. Now the cool part about Vein Miner is we're actually just able to just run around and vein mine stuff, because it makes life a lot easier for us. And I actually forgot that wasn't even an option, because we were just running around doing other things, but now we can just run around right-clicking and hit our Vein Miner, and it just instantly farms all of our Inferium Essence. Boom. This makes it a lot easier for us, and I think we almost have a full inventory of Inferium Essence. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going to pick up all this stuff, and now we can just throw our seeds in here, because we have almost 4 stacks of seeds, and we don't need that many seeds. But yeah, let's get to work here. We got to turn all this stuff into the best tier gem. So we're going to take a stack of that, and we're going to do this 4 times. And we actually might need to make another one of these Inferium crystals, because it looks like our uses are almost up. So let's try and hurry up and get ourselves into the Supremium crystal, which is the Imperium crystal, to turn into the Superium crystal, and then we need something called the Master crystal. And this way, we can actually use it to create any type of essence we need. So let's go ahead and try and get this thing done here. And this is going to need 4 of the Imperium. So let's be done with this. Oh, we actually need another one of these. So Inferium gemstone, which is a prosperity gem, or prosperity diamond, like this, and we need 4 prosperity shards to make a prosperity diamond, and then we need 2 Inferium to make the prosperity gemstone, and then we need 4 Inferium and the prosperity to get ourselves the prosperity or the Inferium thing, like that. And this way we can actually go ahead and make ourselves another set of Prudentium essence, because we need 4 stacks of this in order for us to get going here, and we have 3, so we actually need to go back over to our machine over here, or not even our machine, our farm, to get ourselves some more Inferium essence, because we ran out, and we can't really be running out. Alright, so now we have 4 stacks of Inferium essence again, and this way we can make our Prudentium essence. And then from there, we can take our Prudentium one and make 4 of those into a stack of that. And then from our Tertium essence, we can make that into 16 of this. And then from that, we can turn this into one of those. And we need 4 of them, actually, in order to upgrade into the next one. So we actually have just enough to turn from this into this, which isn't too bad whatsoever, which we actually need to line up right. And this should give us the Supremium one. Now, if I'm correct, the Supremium essence will get us Insanium essence, and that'll give us the Master Infusion Crystal. So we need to do this whole process all over again. And we need to have enough to actually get ourselves a lot of those. So let's get ourselves, instead of just 4 stacks, we're going to need more like 8 stacks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And maybe even more. Because with the amount of items that we're going to need, we're actually going to need to be able to... Oops. We just vein mined the whole area. So maybe if we just actually put our pieces back here, we can actually get some stuff going here. So after we get the essence that we need, it will be a lot easier for us to get started. And I want to end this episode after we get our Insanium essence, or even just get our Master Infusion Crystal, so we don't have to worry about uses anymore, and we can just do whatever we need to do to complete Mystical Agriculture. And in doing so, this makes it a lot easier for us to get started here while doing all the grinding right now and not having to do it later. So now we can actually just run around, get ourselves our essence, and then just do our thing. Because when we get our ability to just grow diamonds and stuff, it'll be 10 times quicker for us to do this. We won't need to upgrade anything anymore, because then we can just, well, we might just get some seeds to do the maximum tier of things. But from the look of it, this might just be our starter farm, and we might just use this as food, because I think we're going to need a way bigger Mystical Agriculture farm than we initially thought, and it looks like we're actually full on items again. So we're going to go ahead and run back to our base, or back over to our thing, just to throw this stuff back in here, because we don't really need it. And the Prosperity Gemstones are going to stay there. We don't need that. And we may need some more chests, because we're out of room here. So if we just get ourselves some chests, we can actually get ourselves going. So these chests we'll probably just put over here, so that they'll be out of the way and we don't have to worry about them. Of course, we'll move everything later when we actually have our official things done, but let's go ahead and get everything done. So starting from the top, we're going to use this, and I think that we can actually just use it to go up the tiers, if I'm correct. We actually can't. Okay. So we cannot use that. We're going to have to go through the normal way like we did before. And it looks like we're going to need ourselves another one of these gemstones, because we're about to run out again. So we got to do the whole process all over again with our prosperity shards, turning this into a prosperity gem. We're going to need some of our Inferium essence to turn this into an Inferium gem. And then we're going to need to take some 4 Inferium essence, like so, and the 4 prosperity shards to turn this back into an infusion crystal. Woo! A lot of steps just to get started with this. So let's get all this stuff back so we can get our full stack back, and let's continue with what we were doing. So we have the Inferium crystal, and let's actually finish the first one we had over here and throw this back in here with 4 Inferium essence, and boom, throw that up there, and let's just keep crafting, because we're going to need as much Inferium essence as possible to be turned into the Prudium essence, and then we need to continue forward to turn this into the Prudium essence as well, which now, instead of 4 stacks, we're going to be down to 1 stack, so we need to go make some more essence here. We're going to sit here and right click for a little bit, because we need to have enough essence here to actually get ourselves started, and we can't really risk not having enough to get ourselves to the Supremium essence to make the next piece. Now, of course, we're going to need a lot of Inferium Essence to get ourselves started, because the Inferium Essence, well, we need a lot of it just to get up the tiers, as you've seen already. So the next thing we're really going to have to do is make sure that these Inferium seeds are out of the way, because these seeds really are taking up a lot of space in our inventory, and we really don't need them all that much. Because we have ourselves infinite Inferium Essence, we don't need to worry about how many seeds we have, because we're getting infinite seeds as well. So if we go ahead and do this, and we need to make another set of 4 stacks so that we can get at least 4 stacks of the orange essence, it's going to take a lot more Inferium Essence than we initially thought. So we might need to make a few more of these gems, because it doesn't seem like having the normal gems up here. It doesn't seem like having normal gems here are going to do a lot. So we're going to need to make a lot more of these infusion gems so that we can actually have at least a little bit of a setback, and so that we can actually get some stuff going. And there's a nice little 3. And then we can just fill out the outline like that. Boom. And we'll go ahead and collect that. Alright, let's continue with what we were doing with collecting all of these materials, because collecting them is part of getting everything sorted. And now that we have that going, we're just going to go ahead and run around and right-click with Vein Miner to get all of our items, and we ran into a wall. So let's try this again. Right-click everything with Vein Miner, and as soon as it's grown, it really just gives us free items. We don't have to worry too much about us running into anything. But hopefully we can get this thing done in the next 15 minutes, because I'm not trying to do another pause. But I think that we'll actually have all this done, because we're almost done with time here. And it actually is looking quite nice. And we should almost be full. I think we're actually full right now. And give me 1 second. We're actually going to go ahead and snooze our ads real quick. And then it just adds us another 5 minutes. Okay. Let's get back over here and let's get back to what we're doing, which is turning more of these into Prudentium Essence, which is exactly what we need to upgrade to the next part. Because the more Prudentium Essence we have, the more that we'll be able to actually make these gemstones to work properly.
How is everyone?
We're doing good, Ginger. How are you? And I think that Ginger's doing actually quite well over there in the corner, but it's alright. Let's get the next part in here, which is turning the Prudium to the next phase, which is... Did we actually lose our Prudium gem? Which I actually think we might have lost. So let me just make another one. I think we lost our Prudium gem, which is okay. We'll just make one more, and we'll turn these guys into the next tier. Nice. So we have 2 more. And then this will be turned into the next tier, like so. And then this will be turned into the next tier, like that. $43, $39, $39, $40. Boom. Cool. So now we have the blue one. And the blue one's going to be turned into the red one. And we need 4 of these. 4 of those. To make the purple one. Like that. And then with the purple one, we need 4 of those. To turn the red one into the purple one. 3, 4. And then this way we'll do this. Like this. Red one. We only made 2? Gosh, we're going to need a lot more than I actually have anticipated. So let's just keep going, because we're actually almost done here. We have about 13 minutes left of the stream, which isn't too bad. But we do have a lot of work to do. And I don't know if we're actually going to get to the gemstone where we were originally thinking for. And I don't really think we're also going to need these, the fertilize. Because we have twerking for trees, so I don't really think we need any extra stuff. But But let's fill our inventory back up again with our nice amount of Inferium Essence, because we have a lot of it. Pressing Q. And it sounds like our mob farm is working, which is actually very, very useful for us. Because having this mob farm work means that we're also getting Inferium Essence from that as well. And even some more EMC. But we're just going to run around real quick and actually just vein mine everything. And this way, we can get it all going perfectly. We have about 600, maybe 800 here, which is not too bad at all. But I really think we need a lot. And doing so, we probably could have automated this to make it a lot easier on ourselves. Yeah. And I don't think we need any more seeds right now, so we're just going to toss some of these seeds out because we have a lot of seeds and they did not go over the edge, so that kind of didn't really help. But it's alright, we'll just throw whatever we have in here because we have a lot of seeds and it's really just turning into this chest is going to be a lot of seeds. So let's turn these, not that one, we're going to turn these into the next tier we have, which is the Prudentium Essence. And we lost our next gem here. The Prudentium Essence. And we're going to have a lot of the Prudentium Essence, but as we combine stuff, we're actually going to run out of different ones. So as you see, we're taking 4 stacks of the Inferium, and it's turning into 1 stack. So we need to be careful with how much we're using, but we need to make sure that we actually have enough. And as you see, we have enough for probably 1 stack here of the next one. And that's not really enough to get to the next part, because we don't really have enough for the part after that. So after the Prudentium here, we're actually just going to get ourselves a nice little collection and just get ourselves a nice group of 4 like that. And off with the next one. We'll do the same thing. Just like so. And this way, excuse me, this way we have another set of 4. And we can do the same thing as well. And we can just do like that. And this way we'll have 6. And then this will give us 4. Like this. Well, actually, it'll give us 3. Because, well, we don't have enough of the next one to get us to the Supremium, which is going to be used for the Master. We're almost there. We're 1 piece away from the Master Crystal. Let's go ahead and just get ourselves there because we're actually right around the corner from it, and it's way closer than we thought to begin with. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and craft all this, but I think we actually have enough. So let's go ahead and make ourselves one of these Prudentium Essence. Well, actually, yeah, one of these Prudentium Essence, which is not exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for one of those. Yeah. So that we can make a whole bunch of those. Do we not, does like shifting does not work anymore? Is that like a thing that doesn't happen? We're actually just going to keep going because I think that if we do this, there we go. That'll give us quite a bit. And we can actually just kind of get ourselves going here like so. And this will give us 19. We're still kind of laggy. I want to make sure that we're actually getting some work done here. And we'll get this shoved in here. Like so. Get ourselves another one of those. And we're back to the same spot. But we need to just work with what we have. To get the next piece. Boom, 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 boom. Like so. Fantastic. And then from that, we need to take the prudentium seeds. Like so. To do everything from that. And like that. Perfect. And this should give us the blue ones now, if I'm correct. And we need... Wait. Oh, we need this. To give us the blue ones. Like that. And then this should give us the red ones. And then with the red ones, we should have enough for the purple ones. And then we have 4 of those. And those hit the corners like this. And then we get these like that. And boom. Fantastic. We've officially hit the Master Infusion Crystal. So after all of that crafting, we finally don't have to worry about all the other crystals anymore. Because this has unlimited uses. And we can make whatever essence we need. So we can actually just store all this over here without having to worry about any of this ever again. So really what we can do now is instead of just waiting around, let's go ahead and get ourselves some diamond seeds going. And we actually are going to need ourselves some premium essence. So we are going to need some more of the essence crafting. Now, what I'm really thinking of is we just make 5 master infusion crystals and set up auto crafting for some premium essence. And that way, we don't have to worry about running out of anything extra because we will have pretty much infinite of that. But I think that's something we'll do next time for next stream. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and get back up to 1 million EMC because we ran out of 1 million again. And doing so, we're going to get up to maybe 1.4, close to it. 1.31, which is not too bad. Not too bad for a starter pack. I'll go ahead and grab whatever's left in here, throw it back in here, and we're just going to wait until next stream. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We actually got a lot done, which is a lot more than I thought we would. We thought we lost our compressed agglomerate, but we found it on our machine here, and we figured out how to connect power to it to get it to run. We officially set up our first ever Inferium Essence farm, which allows it to grow as we're running around it, and I think we're going to set up something on a bigger scale where we can sit AFK and it'll constantly grow our farm, which is something we might put on this side, on the other side of this, or maybe we'll put a little bit further past our mini mob farm, which apparently is working, but it's not super fast, as we are getting drops and Inferium Essence from it, which is beautiful. We got ourselves set up some bonsai pods here that are automatically dropping Inferium Essence for us, and we have ourselves a lot of Inferium seeds to get ourselves started with that as well. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think we did very, very well with today's stream. We got everything that we needed, and we even broke 1 million EMC, and we're also able to start making ourselves some diamonds. Now, as you see, our tier 2 mini catalyst, we should be able to set up another one here to get ourselves more diamonds, so we're actually going to do that right now before we log off. And this way, we can get some more EMC when we come back on, so that we can actually get ourselves... we actually don't have enough for that. Let me throw that back in there. And we need ourselves our wrench, like that, like that, like that, like that. And this wrench will pull from here as well. And next episode, what we're going to do is we're actually going to set up an automation to make sure that we don't ever run out of essence again. So we'll set up all the automations so that it'll pull from each and every one of them to make some premium essence. So this way we don't have to do this crafting anymore. So we're going to have to craft maybe 4 more of these masters. So we have one right now, which would be this one. So we need to make... which would be this one. So we need to make Prudentium. 1, 2, 3, 4 more of these. Or 3 more of these. No, 4 more of them. I was right. We need to make 4 more of them to actually get things going. And automating it will make it a lot better, and we'll put it in our automation line going that way to keep things organized. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. This has been a nice episode of EMC to the Sky. I am the Minecraft Musician, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode or the next stream. Bye-bye!